you, thanks for joining me on my discomfort journey. Today I'm going to try to make a vegan beef dip sandwich. I've never made one in either form, vegan or non-vegan before. I've tried vegan versions of it, so I'm going to try and kind of add my own little twist to it. I have not tried making seitan until literally a week ago today, and I'm going to try and use that for the beef in the beef dip. So trying a few different things. I'm not following a recipe for the beef dip itself. I'm kind of taking a few ideas that I saw from like traditional beef dip and what I remember tasting, and going to kind of free flow that. For the seitan, I am going to be using the steak recipe from this book, Craving Vegan by Sam Turnbull, because that's what I tried last time, and it seemed like something that will work really well for this. I do want to try to mess with my own seitan stuff later, but for now, I'm going to just stick with what I know from this book, just so we have something that I know the texture for working with. And then I'm going to play with like the flavorings in the jus, and like I'm going to have the seitan kind of hanging out in the pressure cooker on like the slow cook mode. So today, in terms of what I'm planning on using for equipment, I'm going to try making the seitan without the food processor this time. I used it with last time, and it is a pain in the butt to clean. So I'm going to try doing it by hand and seeing if the cleaning process is any nicer, because it was hard to clean my food processor when I tried it before. If you can steam on a stove, that's totally fine, or if you have a steamer, great. I'm going to just be doing most of my stuff with this bad boy. And then I'm going to use the stove a little bit for cooking lentils, and possibly for kind of simmering some onion on there. So I'll show you on here. This is the beautiful steaks that we're going to make, but kind of modify for the beef dip. I'm not going to show the recipe on here, but I will say I think you can find her recipe for these online. If so, I will link that. Okay, so much we need for a cup of cooked, because I can never figure that out. And lentils are fine to throw into a bunch of different things. So that will be what we do today. I think I may add some seasoning even to this while I'm cooking it. I didn't do that last time, but I think I'm going to do that this time. For the lentils that we're going to be using, this will fit in here, that's okay. I'm going to use this size pot, and I'm going to rinse these first. I don't know if you're supposed to rinse lentils, but I usually do. And then I will just put them in with the water, kind of let them boil up and simmer down. Red lentils are very easy to cook, so that's the kind of lentils that I like. So I may have tried this once as a kid, but I have not tried marmite recently. But I was thinking maybe I'm going to try and cook the lentils with it. So I'm going to try it and see how it tastes, and if I feel like that will apply. I can open this. Because yeah, I wanted to add some flavor into here, but I'm just trying to decide what, and I just bought this yesterday to kind of play with it. Okay, very gooey. Honestly, it just tastes to me mostly like a concentrated like bouillon broth kind of thing, which is funny that people use it as a spread to me, because I think this would be great in soup. But I don't think I would love this as like a spread on its own. But definitely I can see where it has potential for other things. So I'm going to grab a new spoon. And yeah, I think we're going to try this in the lentils. It does have a bit of salt to it. Funny enough, they don't have like any nutrition label facts on here that I can see. But yeah, it's yeast extract and salt. So it kind of makes sense that it tastes like broth to me. So I'm just going to put like, it's so funny that it like looks like caramel when you're like scooping it out. And it definitely does not taste like caramel. So I'm just going to put like this much into here while it's cooking just to give it some flavor. And then we'll kind of see where to go from there. Follow the recipe, and like, especially after I've done it once, I usually want to try new things with it. But that's okay. Makes it fun. I think what I'm going to start now too is a little bit of onion, just like trying to really soften it very gently, because I usually don't have the foresight to do that. So we're going to give that a go. I might as well cut a lot of onion, because I feel like that's going to be a big part of this. So we're going to just cut up some onion for both using right now to kind of soften a bunch, and then also for using when I put it into the slow cooker. I'm going to just try playing with like different degrees of how cooked the onion is to maybe get some different kind of flavor in there. I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. Like, the thing with onions is like, as long as they're not burnt, they're usually tasty. So, in my opinion, I know not everyone likes onions. I don't like raw onions, but if they're cooked, then I usually like them. Have you found any onion cooking hacks that prevent you from crying? Really the only thing that helps me, like, when it's happening is I will, like, run my fingers under cold water. For some reason, that seems to help. Oh, yeah, like, I'm probably gonna have to do that now. Little chunky chunks. I don't usually think too much about how I cut the onions, to be honest. I don't know if there's anything to that. Maybe I'll do a mix, though. Like, we're going very oniony, so I might do, like, some cut up kind of nice and little like this, and then I might do some that are more strips. Yeah, why not? The more you're cutting, at least for me, the more I cut, the more I'm like, I just want you to be done. Like, I don't even care how consistent you are, how you look. I just want you to be in a smaller size than you are, and I want to be done cutting you. Get some variety in there. I was peeling these and I was like, they're not making me cry. Like, this should be okay. And now,
your eyes are very red.
At this point, I just want to be done. We're not even caring about consistency or neatness. We are just making sure that you are smaller. This much onion to a little shy of like a quart, according to the measurements on here. I'm gonna add a little bit of water just for them to hang out in. Then I'm just gonna leave that low. So like by low, I mean at a 3 out of 9 on my heat. Check on these lentils. I don't know if you can see, but like, yeah, that is the reality of onions. Still got like this much. So I'm just gonna pop a lid on here and then put this in the fridge to hang out for now. And guides are great. Why do I not make a checklist of what I'm gonna do, when I'm gonna do it, in what order, and then just follow it? I would probably have a way less chaotic cooking experience, but we're already this far in. So I'm not gonna do it this time, but I may try doing that another time and see if it feels less chaotic. Where is the other one? I know you're in here somewhere. I know that you're in here because I know that I bought you. And I know that I only used one of you. I know that you're in here and I know that I bought you. And I know that I only used one of you. And the need of a pantry refresh. That's gonna help me find things I think. But right now I'm just trying to find you. It would help if I had some consistency to make things finding so much easy. Found you. This is going to be a little bit more than 2 tablespoons worth, but we got her in there. I'm sure I could have done some water displacement math, but that is not what I'm about. And to combine here, and her vital gluten, which I'm going to kind of wait until the very end there because it does start to behave funny when you combine things. So I'm going to add the lentils to the liquids and then this to the non-liquids, and then, yeah, we're going to see. Our dry ingredients and they're wet, prepared for chaos. Okay. I'm just going to kind of try and mush the lentils a little bit with this whisk. Like I said, I think it's fine. Lentils are very soft. They're gonna just have fun. I've got things kind of balling together here. Which is good. So we've got our ball. Oh, I wonder what it would be like with onion in it. Ooh, things to play with. Yeah, like I feel like, if you did like a very softened onion in this, maybe. Okay, so I'm just kind of flattening it with my hands. I don't feel like rolling this out because I don't want to clean another thing, to be honest. Just again, I'm a little traumatized from how annoying it was to clean last time. Sure, I have a little bit of this wheat gluten that I spilled. I'm just going to pat you into here. Why not? You can come along for the ride. I'm not going to be totally even proportions, but I am okay with that. Okay, so we got our little pieces here. I'm just going to kind of smush you a little bit. Might be a little thinner than I had them last time. This might be my fault because of adding a little bit of extra liquid, but that's okay. I'm still confident that it will taste fine. So at the end of the day, that's one of the main things. And part of the instructions on the Instant Pot do not plug in like this, but I don't think everybody has plugs that go where they want them to. So just be safe. So I've got my little basket. So I'm just going to kind of line these in the basket. I'm just going to do it for like 15 minutes and see how they look at that point. Then I just do the steam function. Again, I'm probably going to try it for 15 minutes and just see how that looks. Because I'm going to be cooking it more in the liquid later, I'm thinking it will be okay with 15, but we'll see how it looks at that point. Yeah, if I can figure out how to clean this better, because that's like the worst part of all of this, is the cleaning, how sticky the vital wheat gluten gets. Yes, I know most things, it's better to put in the dishwasher, but I don't know with this Vital Wheat gluten if it would be great to put in the dishwasher, just because if it does get stuff stringy, I wouldn't want it to get gucked in the dishwasher. So I'm going to just see how things go by hand. Okay, so this bowl is going to be the true test with the cleaning, because that's where I was doing most of the stuff with the dough. It seems to be coming off okay. Again, like this is with like water that I boiled in the kettle. So I'm just being careful. It's cooled down a little bit. I think it's coming off easier. I still would say if you can avoid using a food processor and having to clean all the little parts in that, do it, because the cleaning of this is probably the worst part. So that's been soaking, and then I still have this gunk in the bottom. So what I'm going to try is maybe some baking soda and see if that helps. Let's give that a go. So I'm just like pouring it in with a bit of soap. I'm going to try and make like a scrub to get this coming off. Ooh, okay. So that seems to be working really well. So yeah, I put a fair bit of baking soda in there, but it seems to be getting that gunk off of there pretty easily. Again, I'm not using a like cloth with a bunch of abrasion either, but I just find like sometimes those get like really gross, and then if you get like gunky floury stuff in those, you're never gonna get that out of that cloth. So yeah, this is probably like, this is not too bad. I'm gonna just give it a little more TLC and then rinse it out and see how we're looking. I don't know if anyone else has any tips if you do cook with seitan, what you like to do, but definitely something I feel like there needs to be more conversation about, because what the heck? Why is this so hard to clean? I'm gonna have to check it again, because like when I cleaned the food processor last time, I thought I had it, and then when you look at it afterwards, you're like, oh my gosh, I missed so much. So yeah, I'll rinse this out, take a look, and then see how things are looking after it dries. So that's after the baking soda and soap. Looking pretty good. Again, we'll let it dry, double check it then, just to make sure, but I think we good. You do a double check after you wash stuff, because I did see like a little bit sitting there when it was kind of, when I was looking at the dryer product. But pretty good. So I'm gonna use this now for my veggie washing. Veggie washing. Release the steam. Release the steam. I might start steaming it for like 5 more minutes. I'm gonna let it cool down so I can flip them. And then, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I steamed this for an extra 5 minutes, and then I kind of left it for a few more. So now it's like definitely cooked enough. So I tried it earlier, and it was still really good. I don't know what made it more chickeny than the last time that I tried it. Maybe it was the marmite, maybe it was my lack of mashing the lentils completely. But man, if you put a breading on this, at least in the time that I steamed it before, which was like just the 15 minutes, and then I released it right away, very chickeny. So I'm gonna try this one and see how this seems. So just hopefully this will focus enough that you can see. But texture-wise, like very chickeny texture. Again, maybe because of me, but really tasty. Yeah. I'm a fan. I've got some veggies. I'm gonna put some of them in with like the mahit while it's doing its simmery thing, and then I'm gonna have some that I cook on the stove for like adding to the sandwich. So part of it's gonna kind of make that brothy thing happen. Kind of just in here. For this, I'm gonna, because I can always use the veggies for other stuff. I don't think I'm gonna like add them to the sandwich. So I want them to be big enough to kind of fish out. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind. Basically. So just big chunky chunks. Big chunky chunks of pepper. Perfect. Boom. Okay. Got the pepper. I do want the mushroom, but I want the mushroom for both. How do you want to do that? I'll do a little bit of both. So this one I'm going to kind of do some chunkies. I only have a few mushrooms just because my partner sometimes has gout problems that seem to be triggered by mushrooms. So I don't want to put too much. We only bought like 6 of them. So I'm going to do 3 and 3, I think. So 3 I'll put in here and 3 I will not. And then with the carrot, I don't want the carrot on the sandwich, but I do want it to kind of hang out to give some flavor. So we're gonna do some big, just pieces like this, so they're nice and easy to pick out. So again, I don't really know how French dippy this will like taste to someone who routinely, yeah, that's fine. To someone who routinely like has these, but I like it's inspired by a beef dip. If it doesn't taste like a beef dip, but it tastes good, then I'm fine with it. Jalapeno, probably want fresher. I'm gonna do just the parts of the green onion that we don't usually use for like a topping. Just these bits. And then I can always use this stuff for soup or something later too. And then I'm also going to do a little bit of tomato. So I'm just going to cut these tomatoes in half and then put them in. And then we'll put some garlic in here too. I think I'm just going to do the full clove rather than like mincing it. Yeah, we're going to try that. Rather than like I can do the pressed garlic. But I think I'm just going to like cut the clove in half. Because again, I want it to be kind of strainable for the juicy stuff that we want for dip. Five cloves in here. Our mushroom, our green onion, our pepper, our tomato, and then we're looking about yay high. Okay, so rosemary is big in terms of people using it for, whoops. In terms of people using it for beef dip, so I didn't feel like measuring, but I'll probably do like 1.5 of these kind of teaspoons. 1/4 cup of soy sauce, maybe. And then I've got this Better Than Bouillon beef soup base. So I will to scrape it off here. All right, so yeah, just a bit. Because I don't think it's like that strong. So our bowl of onions. That's gonna be a good chunk of that. So I'm gonna try adding, for spices, I already added some rosemary. I'm gonna add a few bay leaves in here. And then, okay, so I've got bay leaf in here. I've got my veggies. I got my onion. I put rosemary. I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon pepper. It's probably like half a teaspoon, maybe a full teaspoon. Add a little bit extra black pepper, just cause. Ooh, not that much. About the same amount, probably. Got bay leaf, rosemary. We're gonna add a little bit of cayenne into there. Get a little bit of spices going. Okay, let's decorate some of this. Decorations. Probably about a teaspoon. And then onion powder, because why not? We already have onion, but why not a little more? Onion powder and onion taste a little different. Sage, we'll just use up whatever I've got in here. So just shy, probably about half a tablespoon. That's what's in there. Thyme, I'm probably gonna do about the same. Oops. Gonna add a little bit of the Vegemite, or the Marmite as well, just because I'm trying things. What's the easiest way to get? Like, this stuff is quite difficult to scoop out. It's like, yeah, very caramel texture without the caramel taste. Again, not measuring it, just this bit that I can scoop out on a knife. Okay, a little mixy, and then I'm just gonna add water and the meat pieces, and we will give her a bath. I just took a look in this cookbook because it's a pretty good cookbook just in general. And I just looked at like some of the soups and how long she suggests having them under pressure. So I'm gonna just try 10 minutes of high pressure and then just kind of let it release slowly. It may like cook things a lot, but we'll see. We'll see how she goes. But yeah, hopefully then it'll be like good within the 2 hours that I want it to be good, and we'll see. Max pressure line on here, and it's just starting to get a little bubbly, so I'll probably start putting the pressure cooker on soon. Got these kind of nice sweet onions that were just cooked really low. They don't look that good, but they taste really good. I think they'll be great on top of the sandwich. Okay, so we got some nice looking veg here, and I'm gonna add the onion into that. And just throw in a little bit of green onion, BioLife provolone style. Got some broiled bun here.
veggies and some delicious stuff.
Here we go. Do a little dippy dip. Oh, are the other ones out? Fuck, they're not.
Oh shit!
Ugh.
There's awesome outside.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Ugh.
Oh, now our, at least we know our,
Yeah, our fire or our smoke alarms work. Yeah.
We'll have to test those this season.
Yeah. Yeah, like this would be good just as a soup on its own too, so that's great.
Yeah.
Got a 2-for-1. I feel like you do want to cut it in half though, eh?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just to make it manageable. A manageable mess. Alrighty-o.
I'll grab that piece because that's probably the very burnt one.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
A little bit extra carbon is neutral. Taster. So yeah, what do you think in terms of to make it better?
Not having Uber come right when
Mm-hmm. Well, that's without like any sauce or anything. It's just the dippy stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely like needs the cheese on it though. Like,
Yeah.
and the mushroom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.